This can't be a conversation of farmers versus hippies, or National versus Labour, or boomers versus millennials. We need to stand together as a country and think hard about the future of our environment and our livelihoods. We're doing well with renewable energy, but New Zealand has problems. Our river quality has been plummeting for decades. Our land is eroding. Biodiversity is dwindling. We are shoveling through non-renewable fertilizers, hoping they'll never run out. Our transport is hugely reliant on fossil fuels. So what are our options? National say, let's keep on trucking as is, plus some reserves, maybe some electric vehicles, yes to oil and gas, and they want to repeal the RMA. Just make sure we can keep on hunting, fishing and whitebaiting. National haven't necessarily raised all bad points, but here's the problem, Judith. You need to protect everything outside your reserves, else there's not going to be anything left to farm and fish. National don't even believe there's a need to take steps. Well, how about ACT? They want to keep up with the minimum expectations for carbon, bulldoze forest subsidies, repeal the RMA, localise water quality decisions. Their key drivers are economic gains. To ACT's credit, they do have some great details, like encouraging waste-to-energy schemes and investing in environmental reporting. But David, a few good details aren't enough. We're facing much bigger economic harm if we don't start doing things different fast. ACT only want to take little tiptoe steps. Okay, so what about Labour? They passed some nice promises while they've been in government, but they've failed to change much beyond banning plastic bags. They've promised zero carbon emissions by 2050, but emissions have gone up 17% with them in power. They've promised vaguely that they'll make our farms greener while more profitable. Labour might have the heart, but they don't have the details or guts to stand up for our environment. Labour seems to be only taking steps for show, not for our future. But don't worry, they're banning fruit stickers. Are our expectations really this low? But we can count on the Green Party, right? It's in the name. They do have some lovely ideas, but most of their policies involve increasing funding or investing in, without providing solutions for the complex issues New Zealand is facing. 100% renewable energy is their key campaign policy, but government has repeatedly been advised that we'll get there pretty soon anyway. There's not much point funneling money into that sector. And where the Greens do have good policy ideas, they have zero power in Parliament because they refuse to form a coalition with anyone other than Labour. Greens are trying to take lots of little steps in lots of different directions, which means they're not really going anywhere. So who's left? New Zealand First? I couldn't find a single piece of environmental policy from them. Winston doesn't even bother turning up to think about taking steps. Look, the Opportunities Party isn't in Parliament. They're not in it for the MP salaries because they're not MPs. Scientists and economists from across New Zealand have come together to write detailed, thought-through policies because they love Aotearoa. And they want our kids to swim in our rivers and our farmers to keep farming prosperously. Polluters need to pay, and sustainable practices need to be rewarded. We do need to repeal the RMA, and we need to resolve Te Tiriti o Waitangi issues surrounding our water use and abuse. We need to prioritise efficiency and encourage intelligent carbon offsets. How about native planting, not pine trees? The details have been thought through, as well as social and economic systems to encourage the innovation that will be required to tackle our future's problems. TOP have the policy to run the marathon, but we need to stand up for change. Fruit stickers and broken promises aren't enough. Don't leave change to chance. Vote TOP.